Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, hello Tom, and hello Formula V. Yeah, uh, who is that on the FB account? We're just waiting a couple minutes, I think. Oh, it was you, Jacobo. Okay. uh, Not entirely sure what's going on in the YouTube chat, but we'll ignore that because, yeah, we want no negativity today. Yeah, cool. Good. We love the positive vibes, Josh. Love them. Need more in the world. Just getting rid of this dude because I don't know who he is. Um, yeah. Oh, we're readying up or what? Powered by positivity only. Right, well, let's hope that the positivity wins then. Positivity car. So, how is everyone's day? I'm sure it's about to get a lot better with ERL. And we're readying up. Oh, good old fishy. Right, we've got two fish. Well, one that I usually call fishy and Fraser fishy. So I've got to try and you know, separate those out so I don't get them confused. Because there's hen non who I usually call fishy, and then Fraser fishy. So right then, we're in qualifying. 11 cars, one man on pole position, or one person on pole position. Who is going to be the first one out on track? We will see. It's looking like Aiden in the Mercedes, the only Mercedes today. I would be the other side of the garage, but if you didn't know already, I have retired from league racing now. So Fishy, heading on Fishy, that Fishy, is coming out on track first. He's going to be the first one to leave the pit lane, followed by JDM, then followed by a Williams of Rick. Strong lineup at Williams today. Rick and Josh Tomo, very quick drivers. Then followed by Ace, also known as Harvey. Oh, and that was very nearly a crash. Wow. That's Aiden as well behind. So he was one of the first ones to get ready to leave the garage. He is very far back on track. We've got Jaffa Cake, who I will refer to as Philip, since I have throughout my whole commentating career. So if you don't get any of these references to who people are, then I am so sorry. I will try my best to elaborate. But we've got Fraser in the house. We've already got a yellow flag. FNCO Tom in the Alfa Romeo. And then the driver's still in the pits. There's only two. There's only Nova and Jacobo. But Nova's coming out right now. And about to start their lap is Hennon. So round the final corner he goes. Across the line. And now the clock is ticking. Very nice line through turn one there. Not too much on the exit curb. Now through a very easy corner where to lose the back end. A bit of traffic in front, gets out the way nicely. That was Nova. Round this newly profiled corner on this year's game. Onto the DRS straight we go. Nice reaction times from Fishy to get that DRS open straight away. And now powers down the straight towards the heavy braking zone. Into the chicane we go. Fraser's actually out already, so no qualifying for him. Now onto the second DRS straight we go. Towards another newly profiled corner. Of course, this would usually be a fiddly little chicane, but now it's a big, massive hairpin where you've got a big exit curb. Very easy to invalidate your lap or even spin on that curb. But more new profiled corners make it a lot more smoother around here. I definitely like this part of the track. But here we go then. Now down to the dying stages of this lap. Around the final corner goes Hennon, and not using too much exit curve. It's a 124.8, so a nice lap there from Fishy. Next one to cross the line will be Josh Tomo, who sets a 124.836, so only a little fraction ahead of Hennon. Next one to cross the line will be Ace. Round the final corner, an awkward line. It's a 126.3. Then it's going to be Rick, who sets a 124.4. Fastest of them all. Now it's going to be Philip, who comes into the pits as they've invalidated their lap. So is JDM, so he goes around the final corner to start another new lap. Rick has already retired from the session, so he's pretty confident that he's got pole position. I mean, he is like about 3 and a bit tenths ahead. Oh wait, no, he's crashed. Oh, and that's JDM. Oh no, JDM's crashed into him. I thought that Rick had gone into the pits to retire, but of course he hadn't. He'd already completed the lap. I'm so sorry. I've literally like just woke up. So yeah, that's JDM and Rick both out of the session. We've got FNCO Tom coming towards the line now. He's also invalidated his lap, so he goes again. Let's hope that there's no car in his way for his lap. As we now go to Josh Tomo, invalidated, and goes into the pits along with Hennon. But a purple sector 1 there for FNCO Tom. I'm not sure if that's legit or whether that's the game bugging, but if it's legit, then well done to FNCO Tom. Let's see if he can carry this throughout the whole lap. Goes into the chicane, out the chicane nicely. No wheel spin. And onto the second DRS straight we go, towards the new hairpin. There's a Ferrari that moves out the way nicely there as well. FNCO Tom going a bit wide onto that exit curve. Didn't want to be out there really, but it shouldn't affect his lap too much. His ERS ran quite low. Maybe he didn't save enough on his invalidated lap before he went for this one. But now into the dying stages of the lap, he goes round the second to last corner, round the final corner he goes, and across the line he goes to set a 124.658. He goes P2 on a used set of tyres. Remember, he's already done one flying lap on that invalid lap, and then he's gone again with that, and he's only 2/10 away from pole position. So yeah, a very nice lap from FNCO Tom. Nearly a crash there behind with his brother. And again, they don't know which way they are both going, but I'm sure they'll sort that out between one another. But also on their lap would have been Jacobo, but he's invalidated, so yeah, we'll have to wait. There's a bit of overtaking going on there. Oh, and not sure what that was from Philip. Remember, this is a league, so please don't mess around, Philip. As Aiden sets a 125.0, goes P6. Not far off from P5. And Philip's spun again. Jacobo's about to start a new lap. No, he's not. He's going into the pits to get off those tyres. He wants completely fresh tyres before he gets going again. But yeah, everyone either on a cool down lap or oh, Josh Tomo. Oh, Josh Tomo! Jesus Christ, he's nearly done what his teammate's done. He was just about to start a lap and he's gone into the wall, lost his front wing. He's lucky to not be out from that. That was a big impact. I'm not sure why Phillips carried on. He's got no front wing, so he's not really a great lap. Yeah, everyone on in laps now. I'll just check chat while nothing's going on. Jacobo's back out on track, so yeah. Day race. Oh no. Alright, Aiden's coming back out on track as well. We've got Ryan in now. He will be in the Red Bull for today. He's not allowed to set a lap though, since he's a late joiner. But there's 8 minutes left of qualifying now. Jacobo will be the next one to start a lap. So let's stay with him and see how he does. I think, by the way guys, I think that it's just saying a day race because obviously Abu Dhabi, it doesn't start off night, so it's going to be official start time, and it'll progress through to evening. But Jacobo then goes through turn one, taking it nicely through there. Oh, and he's done what Rick and Josh Tomo have done, but he's just not ended up in the barriers. So that's another lap ruined for a driver at turn 3. And Jacobo falls a victim of that. So now, FNCO Tom is the next one. Oh, and he's nearly gone as well. That corner proving very tricky for a few drivers. He's backed off of that lap. Here goes Fishy then. Let's see. Oh, and Fishy's gone even before that. He's crashed into the barrier with his rear wing, so luckily he's still in. But yeah. Now it's Aiden. Let's see if he can make it through turn 3. Yes, he can. About the first one that I've actually seen to do that. But now through the new hairpin in replacement of one of the chicanes. Onto the DRS straight now. And powers down this quite long back straight where we should see overtaking during the race. Now into the chicane, the heavy braking zone. Taking it nicely through there. We'll go on board with Aiden so we can see a bit more. Onto the second DRS straight we go with Aiden. See how he takes this hairpin. He's got a purple sector 2. He's 2.5 tenths up on his previous lap. Let's see if he can carry this through sector 3 and get the fastest lap. We will see. But now, through this very tricky part of the track, he's already messed up his line a little bit into the braking zone, so that messes him off for the rest of the corners, and he's out. He's not out, but he's lost his front wing. He has spun, so what was looking like a very nice lap has turned into an absolute nightmare for Aiden. But we've got drivers now on their laps. Jacobo's kept it clean. He is not on an invalid lap. Or has he spun? No. So now through the hairpin. Wide line being took there by Jacobo. Maybe some time can be found by doing that. I don't exactly know. Oh, and he's gone wide, and that is an invalid lap from Jacobo. We've also got Josh Tomo ahead of him, about to cross the line. He's 5 tenths up and he goes a 1:23.9. What a lap from Josh Tomo. To get the first lap in the 1:23s today is a very good lap. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the lap that got him pole. It's a shame that we didn't see it. But that is FNCO Tom that spun at the end of the lap there. Jaffa is about to start his lap. No, he's coming to the pits. So, yeah, Philip's into the pits. We've currently got Ace on a lap. He's just under a tenth up on their time. So, McLaren in ERL has had a pretty good history. They've always been fighting for the Constructors' Championship. Ace will be helping JDM to do that this season. He crosses the line and goes a 1:26.3. I don't think they improved actually, so they'll be looking to go again. Jacobo's back out of the pits now. See if he can set a valid lap. I mean, not an invalid lap. We don't want to do that again. But he's probably only got this chance to do that. As that's Ryan coming out on track to confirm his setup. I'm sure that Arix will do the same. Philip hasn't set a lap yet. He's got just a little bit of time to get back out on track. But Aiden now, starting his lap. Sparking away through turn 2. Keeping it nice and clean through turn 3. And he's already a 10th up. Just over a 10th up on his lap. So let's see if he can carry this through to Sector 2. And get a bit further up on his lap time. To improve his position a bit more. I'm sure that he can do it. I have a lot of confidence in my former teammate. Number 97 in the Mercedes. So let's see where he is in Sector 2 then. Oh, and he's down on his time. He's down by a tiny fraction, 0.015. If I were him, I'd probably save that ERS up a bit, but it's a bit too late now. Because we know that he can go faster. We know that he can. He was over 2/10ths up before. But he goes around the final corner then. Crosses the line to do 124.964. Improves by just under a tenth. I don't think he's got time to go again. So I think P6 will be Aiden's starting position unless this man has anything to say about it. Jacobo could make a difference to that. Ace is out. He's retired in the pits. They've retired in the pits. Jacobo pushing it with the track limits once more. But I actually think that Hennon... No, it's not. It's not Hennon. That's Jaffa about to start a lap. So Jacobo is invalidated. And I don't think he's got enough ERS to save. Enough time to save his ERS, I mean. Goes around the final corner then. Let's see if he goes on another push. I can't really tell. But Hennon, Fishy, is improving by a tenth and a bit, and he's crashed into the wall completely. Oh my, what is happening here in qualifying in Abu Dhabi? But the checkered flag is flown now, so everyone on a lap currently, this is their last chance. Josh Tomo is leaving that braking very late, and to the point where he has to go off the track. So Josh Tomo won't have another chance at setting a quicker lap time than a 123.9, which is a very good lap, I must admit. But Jaffa has invalidated. Let's see if he moves out the way for FNCO Tom, who is also invalidated. Nova has also invalidated, and Jacobo, I think he's pushing. He's just ran out of ERS though, so it's going to be a bit slower than what he would have liked. But a lap is a lap. As long as he doesn't invalidate here where it's been getting him the most, then he should be alright to set a lap time. Oh, and he goes way too wide and he invalidates. So Josh Tomo is on pole position for round 4 of ERL in Season 3. It's a Williams front row lockout. Rick is P2. FNCO Tom P3 in the Alfa Romeo, Fishy Hennon in P4, Nova in P5 in the Alpine, Aiden P6 in the Mercedes, Ace in the McLaren, P7, Jacobo P8 in the Ferrari, Fraser in P9 in the Haas, Arix P10 in the Alfa Romeo, Jaffa in the Aston P11, Ryan P12 in the Red Bull, and JDM rounds off your grid in the McLaren. So then it will actually be Jaffa, so known as Philip, rounding off the grid when it actually comes to it, since he's got a 5-place grid penalty for that collision with FNCO Tom. We'll check the chat. Right. Okay. Yeah, unlucky Aiden, but it's a good starting position. You're only a second off, so points is in the race. So give it your all in the race and see where you come out of that one. And yeah, probably JDM. I don't think you've ever changed teams in ERL. Right then, here we go. It's looking like the sunset, so yeah. Think that we do have the formation lap on, so this will be my first time spectating that, to see if everyone gets it done perfectly. I'm sure they've all been practicing throughout other leagues. Yep, formation lap. And the Williams front row lockout, led by Josh Tomo. We'll put on the tyres and everything. So we've got a few mixed strategies. So Josh Tomo leads. He was the only one in the 123.9s in qualifying. Ahead of his teammate Rick, who crashed out quite early. He probably could have had something to say about that. But of course we never know, as he did end up crashing out of qualifying, as mentioned. Then it's FNTO Tom in P3, doing a very good job for Alfa Romeo to get up there. But yeah, second row of the grid, alongside Fishy, Hennon in the Aston Martin. Would have probably been able to challenge Josh Tomo. Ended up crashing out of qualifying just at the end of his lap. So let's see what Hennon can do from here. P5 is Nova in the Alpine. Sneaks himself into high positions somehow. He just does. But he never fails to impress. So Nova starts P5 ahead of Aiden, both on the third row of the grid. Aiden looking to challenge to keep Mercedes' win rate this season, to keep it going, as I believe that Mercedes have won every race this season, between myself and Aiden. He's ahead of Harvey. The first one on the soft tyres is Harvey, in the McLaren, starting P7 alongside Jacobo in P8, both on the soft tyres. Then we've got Fraser in P9, back on the mediums, and he's alongside Arix in the Alfa Romeo, who's the only one to start on the hard tyres. So we'll expect a bit of a bad start from Arix, since the hard tyres aren't really a good start tyre. But throughout the race, it will definitely come back to them. But yeah, we've got Ryan in P11, didn't set a lap, of course, along with Fraser, Arix. But Ryan's on mediums. JDM on the soft tyres, in the McLaren. So the two McLaren boys going for the same strategy. And then we've got Jaffa in P13 in the Aston Martin on the medium tyres. So it's a pretty mixed up strategy from all the guys. I'm sure that Josh has been waiting there for quite a while now, as Rick's only just really came around the last corner. But we wait then for all the drivers to get lined up in their grid positions. Fraser got disqualified, so they got their grid position wrong. But here we go then. To 5 red lights we go at Abu Dhabi. It's lights out and away we go. Jacobo has been disqualified straight away for reversing off the start line. But it's Rick who gets a great start against Josh Tomo. Josh tries to keep it round the outside, but it doesn't work out. Rick is up into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in ERL. Aiden's made his way up to 4th, but he's been hit by Nova, and they've both gone round into the barrier just about. But yeah, already chaos right from the get-go. I'm not sure how Jacobo would get disqualified straight away for reversing, unless he was in the wrong gear or something. But that might be a restart, I am not sure. But the two Williams going side by side into the chicane we go. Josh Tomo later on the brakes, as we've seen in qualifying before. But Rick is going to get the switch back and the better exit out the corner. He goes alongside Josh Tomo and he's ahead just about. But Josh Tomo's using ERS. They're squeezing one another towards the wall. Into the hairpin we go. Side by side the two Williams. Josh Tomo is up into the lead once more and ahead of his teammate Rick. Back into where he started. But Rick has spun. Rick has gone and he's out. I'm sure he's been hit into by Ace. So that's a full course yellow. And that is the safety car. So now would be the perfect time to call a restart if possible, because Jacobo has been... He's basically fell to the glitch of the game. So that is not his fault. I will message about it to see if there's a restart. If I could find the channel. There we go. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a restart. JDM has retired. So is Aiden. Pretty sure that, yeah, Ace is as well. And I know that they're in the same party as one another. So, yeah, it's looking like a restart, guys. So if you all leave the session, or just retire, actually. I don't think you need to leave the session. We could just use the same lobby. Yeah, restart. Same lobby. Oh, Christ. Well, that was a big crash, wasn't it? Head on. Oh, Christ. Right then. I'm pretty sure the lobby's broke. there we go, it's not broke. Right then, now's time to have a bit of chat with chat. Hi guys. Let's hope for a cleaner one round this time. Just gotta wait for a couple more guys. And we've got to do the custom grid as well. So we're just waiting for Nova, Rick, and that's it. Nova and Rick. There's Nova. Oh, Rick isn't joining back. Right then, so everyone below P2 is promoted up a position. So that means FNCO Tom and Josh Tomo, the two brothers, on the front row. Oh, was it? That is a very interesting stat. Thank you for that, Josh Tomo. Sochi, my league. And you got taken out turn one. Oh no. Oh yeah, of course, because there was like someone got a grid penalty, didn't they? Was that me? I don't know if that was me. I can't really remember. But yeah, custom grid should be done soon, so we'll get going. Second time in league racing history this has happened now. Wow. And I'll get to experience it again. I mean, I don't know how many more commentating sessions I'm gonna do. to be quite honest. Right, custom grid might be done now, as everyone's unready. Right, okay. But yeah, I think that my comms career is coming to an end as well. This is one of the last few. I know that I'm going to be doing tier 2 in my league at some point before I do go. Probably be doing a few more of these every Wednesday. And then that'll be it, really. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that now, Josh. Thanks. Your memory, yeah. I wish I had a memory like that. Bloody hell. Alright, everyone come ready up. They've got given the hurry up. Right then. I'll just check chat one last time. So anyone from now, I will not be seeing your chat until the end of the race or a safety car. I mean, let's be honest, it'll probably be a safety car, but it's fine. Just waiting on Ryan and Alex. Just Ryan now. There we go. I am not sure if the formation lap is on, so we might have to just go straight into it. I'll get myself prepared. Everyone, don't forget setups. They're a big thing now. Can't forget them. Right, here we go then. And it's looking formation lap. The formation lap is on. So we got a bit of a calm start. Thank God. Everyone, of course, promoted up a position. Yeah, I think that the tyre strategies are the same out of everyone. Yeah, because we've got only one person on the hards and 2 McLarens on the softs, along with Jacobo. Ooh, Arix and JDM both forgot their setup. So that could play a part in the race. If anyone else has up the field has forgot their setups. But yeah, we'll just run you through the grid now that Rick's gone. So Josh, P1, alongside FNCO Tom, the second time ever in league racing history, throughout any league, that this has happened. Then we've got Hendon in third, Nova in fourth. That's the second row of the grid. The third row of the grid is Aiden alongside Ace on the softs in the McLaren. Then for the fourth row of the grid, we've got Jacobo on the softs alongside Fraser Fishy on the medium tyres. Then for the fifth row of the grid, we've got Arix on the hard tyres alongside Ryan on the medium tyres. Then on the sixth and final row of the grid for today's race, we've got JDM on the soft tyres and Jaffa Cake, also known as Philip, on the medium tyres in the Aston Martin. So Josh already going to line up on the grid, ahead of his brother by quite a bit. Oh, and we've got a laggy car. Right then, as the cars have all came around the final corner now, they're all kind of facing towards the inside there. Oh, where's that car going? Where you going? Oh, Oh, we've got a lag out. But anyway, here we go to 5 red lights to the Abu Dhabi restart. It's lights out and away we go to turn 1. Josh Tomo gets a way better start than the previous one before. Here he goes then into turn 1. Covers off the inside. Aiden round the outside of Nova so that those two don't make contact. Once again, they're going side by side through the same section. They're very close to making contact once more. But Aiden has got the move done at the moment. Unless Nova has anything to say around the outside about that one, but he doesn't. Aiden covers that off nicely. He does get a better exit though, does Nova, as they all scramble through that hairpin there. Onto the straight we go. Nova's going to have the straight line speed. He's also got the ERS advantage, as there's a yellow flag and a safety car. Already a VSC. Not sure what that's for. Unless someone's lost their front wing. Oh yeah, Ryan has lost his front wing. It's the same with Jaffa. So I'm not entirely sure what's gone on there. Maybe a bit of contact between the two of them. But luckily it's only a VSC to start us off in this race. But Josh Tomo keeping the lead off that start this time. And not having such a difficult time like what he got from his teammate in the previous start. But of course we don't know when the VSC is going to come in, so we've just got to guess and get ready for carnage. And it came in already. So here we go. We've gone for the restart before we hit the finish line. Josh Tomo around the final corner and he leads lap 1. On to lap 2 we go. Jaffa has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already, as him and Ryan both come into the pits. Oh no, Jaffa Cake doesn't. But FNCO Tom's starting to apply the pressure onto his brother. He may look for the move down the straight, or even before that. He can't look before that. He's a bit too far back at the moment. But Hennon has got past Nova before this straight. Fraser Fishy in 5th now has got past Nova. What a start from Fraser Fishy to get up that high. He's also looking for the move on Hennon. Maybe into the chicane. As we go there, as Nova's sent one on Fraser Fishy down the inside. Oh, and there's been contact. Nova's hit Hennon, so that promotes Fraser Fishy up into P4. That's JDM and Jacobo going side by side. Jacobo gets the move done ahead of JDM. Yeah, it's all happening now. But here goes Jacobo round the outside. They're both on the same tyres as JDM and Jacobo. JDM's got the inside line and he covers off Jacobo nicely there to get up into P5. What a move from JDM. FNCO Tom is very close to Josh Tomo. Aiden's also keeping up with them. So this is a 3-way car fight now for P1 or even for P2. It's between the two drivers in the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo. Aiden has got the move done on FNCO Tom. What a move from Aiden. But he's looking to come back at him, but has to stay behind into turn 1. Aiden sets the fastest lap of the race. More battles into turn 1. We've got JDM and Jacobo once more. They're both having a bit of a battle. We also had Arix and Nova, I believe. But Aiden has spun and he's into the wall and he's lost his front wing. That might be a safety car. And it is a safety car. A virtual safety car. Luckily. But yeah, Aiden very unlucky there. He got up into P2 with a lovely move and it's all just gone downhill as he's hit into the wall. But I'm sure that he can come back if there is a full safety car at some point. Of course, if this VSC lasts the whole lap, then he won't lose as much time in the pit stop. He'll lose a bit, of course, but he won't lose as much. But yeah, let's look at the position change then. Oh, and drive through under the VSC, Jaffa Cake. So Josh and FNCO Tom, the only ones, well, apart from Jaffa Cake as well, to move positions. To not move positions. Then we've got Fraser Fishy up 5. Oh no, and FNCO Tom! He's in the wall. He's kind of done a little Latifi thing. Oh no. As Aiden gets a penalty, so that's completely ruined it. Josh and Jaffa Cake now are the only ones to not move positions, and Fishy's out. Hennon is out of the session, so this could be a full safety car. We've had absolute chaos on lap 3 to 4 here. But it's not a safety car. We've got Josh Tomo in first. Fraser Fishy in second. Up 6 positions. And that's another yellow flag. That's Nova into the same wall as where we saw a lot of crashes in qualifying. Luckily he's not out though. So that's no safety car at the moment. So we'll try and get through this grid once more. Jacobo up 4 positions into 3rd place. JDM gaining the most, up 7 positions into P4. Then we've got Arix on the hards. He's into P5, up 4 positions. FNCO Tom losing 4. Ace losing 1 in P7. Nova in P8 losing 4 as well. Then we've got Ryan up 1. He's already had to make his stop. As Jaffa Cake looks around the outside for the move on Ryan, and he goes very wide there, and he's crashed into Ryan. That is a very dangerous move there from Jaffa Cake there. He needs to calm it down with his racing standards a little bit, but Jaffa Cake up 3 positions. Ryan not moved any. Aiden down 6 in the last of the runners now. Was up there in P2 at one point. JDM's staying with Jacobo. As JDM gets a penalty now for multiple warnings. So I'd say that this is probably the first legit penalty. But there's also been Aiden. So JDM and Aiden. Oh, and Jacobo's got a penalty now as well. Those soft tyres really wearing off quite quickly. Maybe exceeding them, making them exceed track limits a bit more than what they usually would. But of course we've got the DRS. JDM's going to have the DRS down this straight. Depending on whether he makes the move on this straight, depends whether he gets it for the second time. But here goes JDM. We're going to go on board with him and see if he can make any kind of lunge into this chicane. He's a bit too far back at the moment. It would have been race ending if he'd have gone for that. But Jacobo goes a bit wide there. It compromises his line for the second part of the chicane. And JDM gets a better exit. He's also a lot closer to Jacobo. But here we go then towards the hairpin. The newly profiled hairpin. JDM darts to the outside, looks around the outside, and maybe could get the move done, but Jacobo's got the inside line. That's Fraser Fishy who's spun, and they're both battling for P2 now. Is JDM and Jacobo still going side by side, very close to contact. JDM sends it back down the inside. Bit more contact made between the two of them. Jacobo goes for a switchback, but it's JDM who's got up into P2. What a move from JDM to get that done. Very aggressive but nice and clean from the McLaren driver. But I'm sure that Jacobo won't go down without any kind of fight. We've also got Arix who's catching in the background there on the hards. He's got the advantage, remember, when all of these drivers stop, because he can stay out longer and maybe go onto the softs or even the medium tyres, which will be a lot quicker than the hard tyres that the rest of these guys are going to go on to. So Arix doing absolutely mega in this race to get himself up into P4 and DRS range of Jacobo, who's also in DRS range of JDM still. We've got a few more penalties coming through, one from Nova, but here goes Jacobo down the straight. He's already going for it into the chicane. They go side by side. It's a nice move from Jacobo there, but JDM's going to try and keep his nose in. Doesn't get the best exit out of the corner, but he's got the DRS. He's got the second bite of the cherry. Let's see if JDM can go back for this move. He goes down the inside of this hairpin. Oh, no. Jacobo goes a bit wide. Maybe JDM's presence of his car is forcing Jacobo to go a bit wide there, but side by side once more through there. Oh, and the leader! Josh Tomo has spun. Josh Tomo has spun in the same place as where his brother did, so that's losing him all of the time. JDM is now putting his foot flat to the floor to go after Josh Tomo. Josh is going to have very hot tyres, remember, from a spin. You do have very hot tyres, especially in this game. So Josh Tomo's probably going to have to keep it steady unless he wants to spin once more. Jacobo and Arix is looking like the main fight now, as Arix is getting very close to Jacobo's car through turn 1 and 2. And here he goes into the hairpin. Could he look for a move? He's not going to send it. He did look for the move, which kind of forces Jacobo into a wider line. Let's see who makes the move. Down this main straight we go. FNCO Tom, Arix's teammate, has also caught up in this. Here goes Jacobo. He's got immense straight line speed. Goes to the inside. He faked to the outside. Now down the inside once more. We see this. But Jacobo is ahead at the moment, and your leader Josh Tomo has got a penalty. A bit of contact made between JDM and Jacobo. Arix is through on JDM, goes up into P3. They've both got the DRS as Arix and JDM, but I don't think that either of them are going to go for the move unless Arix sent it down the inside there of the hairpin, which it was looking like it, but he hasn't. So we'll watch this battle as JDM's going to sneak it up the inside through this triple hand corner. Bit of contact made between the two of them, but not major, and they're still in this race and in this fight for P3 as Jacobo's now putting his foot flat to the floor to try and get away from these guys while he can. And Jacobo's into the pits. He peels into the pit lane. Off those soft tyres he goes. So maybe the hard tyres will be his strategy. But Arix is up into P2 now on those hard tyres. What a strategy and what a race so far from Arix as he makes a bit of contact with JDM there. Oh no, that's FNCO Tom making a bit of contact with JDM. We've also got Fraser Fishy, who was also in that fight for P2 at one point, remember. He's also caught up. But FNCO Tom looking round the outside of JDM, maybe into the hairpin. Gets a better exit though, and what a move from FNCO Tom to get up into P3. We've also got Fraser Fishy in the background there. FNCO Tom's got the DRS to get away from JDM, who doesn't have the DRS. He's going to be a bit vulnerable now to Fraser Fishy, and Fraser Fishy thinks about sending it down the inside of FNCO Tom, and he did do it, but there was a bit of contact made, which is why FNCO Tom is now in P5 on your screens. Here goes JDM then for the move on Fraser Fishy, back for P3. What a battle this has been so far. Round the outside he goes, into the hairpin. On the soft tyres, they're very worn though. You can see the graining as he goes wide. JDM's probably going to have to pit soon, and he loses out that P3 to Fraser Fishy on those better medium tyres. But what a battle this has been so far for the podium positions. We do like to see the battle, and Fraser Fishy has gone very wide there, and he lets JDM and maybe even FNCO Tom through. No, he doesn't. He doesn't let FNCO Tom through, but JDM peels into the pit lane to make that mandatory stop onto the hard tyres. As Fraser Fishy and FNCO Tom now will continue to battle for P3 in this race so far. But look at the gap that Arix has created over these guys. He's 4.7 ahead of Fraser Fishy. What a race this has been from Arix, and really I don't count him out from the win of this race. But meanwhile, back down on the strategy game, JDM's just coming out the pit lane, and Jacobo has just gone through turn 3. So Jacobo is way ahead of JDM. That's just proven the undercut strategy does work a ton at Abu Dhabi. And Jaffa Cake has been disqualified. No surprise there. I keep seeing all of the penalties. He's just been dirty this race, has Jaffa Cake, and I've never seen anything like it before. But here we go for P3, side by side, the Haas and the Alfa Romeo into the hairpin at the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. They're going side by side still through the hairpin. Now let's see on the exit, and Fraser Fishy's done what he done at the start of this race. He's spun, and now he's lost out on P3 as well, and he's down into P4. He hasn't lost as many positions as at the start when he done that. But still not exactly what he wanted. That's 2 spins now on that set of tyres. I'm sure that they're very worn and very hot at the moment. So we might see Fraser Fishy into the pit soon for the hard tyres. He doesn't do it this lap though. He stays out. Oh, and he nearly loses the back end once more. He's got Nova catching him as well. So that could be another fight that we keep an eye on. But it's all died down on track now. The gaps are over a second. So no one is in the DRS of one another. Ryan's getting a bunch of penalties too. I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. Oh, and he's just spun. He's crashed into the wall. Ryan, if you're going to retire... Oh, and that's a full safety car. To change up this race massively, a full safety car has been called out, and this is not what Arix wanted, I don't think. As he's got to try and bring those mediums, if he does go onto them, to the end of the race, which is a long way from now. So that is not what Arix wanted at all. This is definitely what Josh Tomo wanted, and everyone else who hasn't pitted just yet. But now it's time to take a breather. Wow. 10 laps of absolute non-stop overtaking and battling. And for podium positions, we love to see it. We absolutely love it. But yeah, Josh and Alex both into the pit lane. FNCO Tom also, so they're going to be double stacking at Alfa Romeo. Fraser, I'm guessing, will pit. So will Nova. Yeah, they do. They both peel into the pit lane. Nova gets a penalty there. I'm sure that will be removed. Jacobo might just inherit a few positions here. He's done a great job at catching up the rest of these guys. He's back up into P3. Yeah, what a great few laps from Jacobo to still be in P3 after pitting, and the other guys pitting under the safety car and losing less time than him. So well done to Jacobo there. FNCO Tom comes out P4. Fraser Fishy in P5, Nova P6. JDM has came into the pits. He's in P7 on a fresh set of mediums. Yeah, so Arix and JDM, also with Ace as well, and Aiden, all looking to take their cars to the end, their tyres, to the end of this race. Mediums. It's a long way to go. And we saw the tyre wear from Fraser Fishy when he kept spinning, so they're going to have a few issues, the guys on the mediums. The ones on the hards are definitely in the best position. Maybe I'd say Jacobo's in the best position, as he's done a few racing laps on those hards now. So he's got a bit more temperature into them, a bit more wear, a bit more use into them. So they're a lot closer to the, you know, the stage where they do come back to you. The hard tyres. So Jacobo probably in the best position right now out of everyone on this grid. But of course we know off the restart that the medium runners are going to get the best traction and the best, you know, speed. Is the safety? No, the safety car's not in this lap. Just didn't see its lights flashing, that's all. JDM gets a penalty under the safety car. But yeah, Arix is going to look for a great restart, which he will probably get on those mediums, compared to Josh on the hards. But we're just waiting for everyone to catch up to this safety car. Oh, and wow, some information on Fraser Fishy. He's got rear wing damage, so that's probably why we've seen a spin from Fraser. Just waiting on Ryan now to catch up. He's not too far back. Ryan's had a very bad race. Let's look at the penalties. Oh, so 3 seconds for our leader, Josh Tomo. Then it's also 3 seconds for Jacobo in P3 and for Fraser Fishy in P5. 12 seconds for Nova. 6 for JDM. Oh! Okay. Right, we've got broadcast mode now. Yeah, we'll carry on with the penalties. Aiden in P8 with 3 seconds of penalties, and Ryan in P10 with 11. So, yeah. Oh? What is happening? Oh, the guys haven't got control under the safety car. Oh no. Oh no. Right, okay, safety car ending. So we should get back to this. Right, okay, the settings were a bit wrong on the safety car, but it's fine. Their tyres should be warmed up, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm not sure when Josh will get regain control of his car, or everyone... Ah, it's now. Yeah, now it is. Right, there we go. There we go. Everyone is back after very weird stuff. I'm not sure what happened there. That's quite funny. But yeah, Josh Tomo going to be controlling this restart. Probably as confused as the rest of the guys and myself. Oh, and ignoring yellow flag. FNCO Tom has got 5 seconds. How's that then? He hasn't overtook anyone or gained any position, but Josh Tomo, he's going to wait until the line to go, and he's gone now, and what a restart from FNCO Tom to get past Jacobo straight away, but he's got to give the position back. Oh, and there's contact! FNCO Tom is off! Oh, and that's JDM who's spun as well! There's a lot of contact on this restart from a lot of drivers. There's more as Harvey gets spun. He's down into P10. It's absolute disaster for the two McLarens, both spinning off the restart, but challenging for the lead is Arix around the outside of Josh Tomo, looking for that move. Nova's gone for the move on FNCO Tom for P4, but FNCO Tom has got the straight line speed to probably stay ahead of Nova, but Nova has actually got the straight line speed to stay ahead. But for the lead now, Arix may be looking for a move. No, he doesn't. He has to stay behind. But behind is Fraser Fishy and Ryan, who's lost his front wing once more. Both battling for P7. So a lot has gone on this restart. A lot has gone on in general. But everyone's got a penalty now except for Arix, who's in a great position. Nova's absolutely sent one down the inside of Jacobo. He's nearly spun in the process. But he's got a move done, and what a move that is from Nova to get himself up into P3. He's on those mediums, I believe. Let's have a look. No, he's on the hard tyres. He's on the hard tyres, and he's done a move like that. What a move. But Arix should be getting past Josh Tomo anytime soon. Those medium tyres having a lot more traction than the hard tyres. So we will see soon if that does happen. But a crazy restart. A lot has happened. Ryan's back in the pits for a new front wing. FNCO Tom's looking for the move on Jacobo. Goes a bit wide there, does FNCO Tom. Losing him a bit of time. Now we go to the lead. Towards the hairpin we go. Thought that Arix was going to send it down the inside of Josh there. Could have been a Verstappen-Hamilton situation. But it wasn't. But here we go onto the DRS straight. No DRS, of course. Just pure slipstream or setup pace. It looks like they've both got pretty equal setup. Slipstream not doing much for Arix's case. But in the background there is FNCO Tom and Aiden. Aiden's looking for the move on FNCO Tom and he gets through. What a move from Aiden, but FNCO Tom gets the better exit from Aiden onto the second straight. Aiden has to tuck behind now, maybe get into the slipstream. Look for the move into the hairpin. I think that FNCO Tom's got a lot of downforce on that setup, so that's what's costing him in the straights to all of these positions. But FNCO Tom keeps P5 at the moment. I say at the moment because remember we've got a few more laps. Oh, and Josh Tomo, he's got another penalty. Arix is losing positions. So is Nova. Nova's going for the lead and he's gone up into P1 ahead of Josh Tomo. He's done it before Arix did and he's up into P1 for Alpine. Then it's Josh Tomo, then it's Arix. And what a move that was from Nova. We've seen great moves in these past few laps from Nova. But this one probably being the most crucial one for Nova, but he has got all those penalties, remember, so it's not great. And this is a massive DRS train all the way down for, oh no, and Aiden's gone. He's into the wall backwards, but Jacobo looking for the move on Arix now. They're both like, oh, and Arix, he gets his first penalty, and Aiden's been disqualified for going the wrong way, probably to turn himself round. We've also got Fraser Fishy who's spun at the hairpin. So it's all happening now. But yeah, the two Alfa Romeos into the chicane we go. Both battling and there's contact. And there goes Arix. Oh, his race goes from bad to worse. But for the lead now, Josh Tomo may be looking for the move on Nova to go to the inside of this hairpin. And down the inside he goes, gets the move done. Even before the corner. But Nova's gone for the switchback. Oh, and he's pushed Josh Tomo a bit wide there, and he gets another penalty. 9 seconds, that is, from Josh Tomo. So that's going to cost him at the end of the race. But Nova's back up into P1. JDM's out. JDM has retired. I am not sure what's happening here. Josh Tomo's losing a lot of positions. FNCO Tom's looking for that move now. I've got a Discord notification. Restart. So I'm not sure how they're going to negotiate this one. It will be a 25%. I know that for certain. But I don't know what grid they're going to be using. But what has happened in these past few laps? So many things. We've got Nova up into P1. Jacobo's made his way up into P2. We've had disqualifications. Wow. Absolute madness. I can see why it's a restart. Oh! Well, luckily, we are having a restart because if it wasn't, then that would have been a bit controversial there from Fraser. But yeah, second restart today. Some of us have got things to do, but we're going from the lap 16 grid. We need everyone to retire. I'll see if I can invite. No, I can't invite. I'm sorry, Fishy. But yeah, we just need FNCO Tom to retire. Yep, there we go. Quali grid? No! No, 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 no. Right, okay, so we're just sorting out this restart. Right then, we're just sorting out the grid. Right, so we're going 15 laps, so it's basically the same amount of laps as what we've already done. Um, right. Um, Lap 16 grid. Should be done. It's looking done as JDM's readied up, so yeah, we should get going again soon, and I don't think that we'll have another restart. I don't think that we're going to have formation lap on since it's only a 25% race as well. Right, formation lap is off. Hi chat, hi. I'm so sorry I didn't, right. So we don't have any more Novas racing. Oh. Right, don't forget your setups, guys. We don't want anyone complaining about that either. And hopefully we can have a lot of battling like we've had already that ends in greatness, not crash. But we'll see. We'll see what this race has to bring us. 25% is just like it's a mad sprint. So everyone's fighting for positions. They've got a lot of less time to actually, get their positions sorted out. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it should be a better one. Now that we've removed some dirty drivers. So sorry if you can hear that alarm. But 5 red lights we go then. And it's lights out and away we go. Nova from pole position ahead of Josh Tomo. Gets a great start. So does Jacobo and FNCO Tom. Josh Tomo is losing so many positions. This is due to the cold tyre glitch off the start, and that's Ryan in the wall already. They have to take it easy because of these cold tyres, but that is a virtual safety car straight away. We've got through the space of 4 corners, and we've already got a VSC. But I think that's because of the cold tyres due to Ryan's spin. But yeah, it's Nova who leads over Jacobo. I can see this a lot more now, as it was kind of mad off that start. Nova, Jacobo, FNCO Tom, Josh Tomo, then Aiden, then JDM, then Arix, then Fraser Fishy, then Ace, then it's Hennon, and then it's Ryan in last place with no front wing. We'll go to the tyres. Everyone but 3 drivers are on the softs. So we've got the only ones on mediums, who's Hennon, Ace, and Arix. So they're looking to be faster on the soft tyres toward the end of the race. While these guys are looking for the more durable compound toward the end of the race. And maybe the tyre that doesn't heat up as much. Of course, they've got to go through that right now. But VSC should be ending soon, as it was quite a while ago since the incident happened. So we'll see. And Jacobo gets a drive-through already. So he's coming into the pits straight away. It was greatly timed. He's got that served already now. So Nova still leads over FNCO Tom. That's a yellow flag. That is for Hennon, who has spun at the final corner. But yeah, Nova's still leading over FNCO Tom. Got a great restart. So did FNCO Tom over his brother, Josh Tomo. Then we've got Aiden being followed by JDM quite closely. We could see a move there maybe. Josh Tomo goes a bit wide into the hairpin. Allows Aiden to catch up a little bit more. But let's see down this straight who will be making the moves. Fraser Fishy's looking quite close to the back of Arix, but it's not close enough to go for any kind of move into the chicane. But Aiden now, he's just under 4/10. Oh, and Arix has spun. Arix has spun on the exit, so he loses the position to Fraser Fishy anyway, even though he didn't go for that move. The leaders are getting quite close. Nova and FNCO Tom. FNCO Tom looking up the inside of Nova. Very close there on the exit to making contact. But Nova's still ahead of FNCO Tom for the time being. As the 2 other cars of Josh Tomo and Aiden, they are both catching up. We've got a spinner of Arix once more, since he's got very hot tyres. Hennon gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. Here goes FNCO Tom, maybe looking for the move. Josh Tomo gets a penalty for going wide over that exit curb. That's FNCO Tom who gets the fastest lap. He looks to the inside, but he doesn't go for anything on Nova. Meanwhile, we've got Jacobo on Arix with the hot tyres. Gets a move done, and that's the 2 leaders. They're both off. The 2 leaders have made contact, Nova and FNCO Tom. If you remember back to the first race, we had Nova and Aiden making that same contact. We've also had a spin from JDM as well. But it's Josh Tomo who leads over Aiden, who's got the DRS. He needs to stop using his ERS, though, as this is a lot of ERS to be using down the straight. But here goes Arix maybe on Jacobo as well towards the end of this straight. He's going to have the DRS, of course. Here he goes then. We already saw Arix's straight line speed in the previous race, so DRS just makes it even easier to get past and up into P8 in this race. We go to the 2 leaders though. Aiden looking for the move on Josh Tomo. Up the inside he goes. Oh, and Aiden spun. That's another driver from P2 spinning at the end of the hairpin. And Aiden's just got to wait now and be patient for all of the cars to go through and wait until it's safe. It's safe now, so he can rejoin. But Josh Tomo gets away with it easy once more as Arix and Jacobo are coming through these corners now. Up to Aiden they go, both battling, but they're both nearly making contact, and that is a VSC already. Oh, and that's JDM. He's lost his front wing. Hennon has also... Oh, no, he hasn't. But yeah, a bit of a madness at the moment. Arix has pit. JDM's going to have to pit. And I'd say that anyone on the softs is going to pit. Yeah, Aiden's pit. FNCO Tom's in the pits as well. Even though he didn't have front wing damage, I don't think. But this is a VSC, so we've not had a full safety car yet in this race. DRS is back enabled, and they're back to it straight away. That was the quickest VSC I've seen in a while. But here goes Jacobo on Arix, looking around the outside of the hairpin. Could maybe go for this switchback if he takes the tighter line, which he doesn't do. He's going to have the DRS though anyway to try and see if he can get through down this main straight. Here he goes then in the slipstream using that DRS. Is he going to go to the outside? Yes, he is. He goes to the outside of this chicane. In the left-hander we go. Both making a little tiny bit of contact, but keeping it clean though. Otherwise, a bit more contact made on the exit, but Jacobo is through on Arix and up into P5. So we'll run you through the grid then. After all of that madness, it's lap 4, nearly lap 5. Josh Tomo leads over Fraser Fishy, then over Nova, then Ace, then Jacobo and Arix very close to one another. We'll stay with them for this because this looks like it's going to be a move. Maybe a late lunge? No late lunges from Arix in P6. Then Hennon in P7, catching up to the back of them. FNCO Tom P8. Aiden P9, Ryan P10, and JDM rounds off the grid. He's in P11. His race not going to plan at the moment. But these two keeping it ever entertaining as Arix nearly goes into that wall. What a save. He did make contact with that wall, but he's kept it from, being too impacting to his race. But he has lost that position to Hennon. Oh, and he's also spun here, and he's off at turn 3. He's lost his front wing now. Wow. A lot is happening, and that is a full safety car. So once again, we've got a full safety car, our third safety precaution of this race so far, this restarted race anyway. I dread to think what the count-up would be from the other two races. But yeah, full safety car. The drivers on the softs will probably be pitting, along with, of course, Arix, who's got no front wing. And anyone else who might want to go onto the soft tyres towards the end. We'll run you through the position changes. So Josh Tomo has been up 1 position as he peels into the pit lane. Fraser Fishy also peels into the pit lane. He's up 7 positions. A great start from Fraser. Nova down 2. He's in P3. Ace up 4 positions, they're in P4. Jacobo down 2 positions, he's in P5. Hennon up 5 positions, so another great Fishy. The two Fishies both racing together, gaining the most. Oh, and this Fishy nearly goes into the wall in the pits. So everyone's coming into the pits basically. FNCO Tom down 3 positions in P7. Arix down 1 position in P8. Then it's Aiden down 4 positions in P9. Ryan P10, he's stayed the same. The only one to do so, as he gets a 3-second time penalty for coming into the pits. That, I'm sure, will get removed. Then we've got JDM down 4 positions into P10 he goes. But yeah, under the safety car now. We'll look under the penalties. So it's Josh Tomo on 3. He's got a disadvantage now with that penalty. Then we've got Hennon on 3 as well, and Ryan. So only 3 drivers got penalties. There could be more. There's plenty of time for that to happen. But we'll have to see after the safety car, or maybe even during the safety car, if anyone gets any penalties that may affect their race. Also, interestingly to note, Ace in P4 in the McLaren, they are the only ones on the hard tyres. The only driver on the hard tyres. So let's see how Ace will do. I'm pretty sure they didn't pit onto the mediums because they were already on the mediums, so they couldn't pit for another set. It's a weird glitch that the game does for some reason, so that's unfortunate for Ace. Maybe a fresh set of mediums would have been nice for them, but unfortunately the game doesn't allow that. So we just wait now for Arix and Ryan, who are both having a little battle back there, to catch up to this safety car queue. So maybe we can get racing again soon, but it won't be this lap, as they won't catch up quick enough for it to be in this lap. So we're looking next lap. Safety car will be in on lap 7, and we'll get going on lap 8. Back to the racing action. And there has been a lot of action. I'll tell you that much. Just getting a little bit close under this safety car. People have got to watch out that they don't get given any penalties for any collisions. And the safety car is in this lap. The safety car's got the green light on the boards around the outside of the track. As we're just taking you through our grid. And there's confirmation, safety car in this lap. So back to the racing action we will go. But that's whenever Josh Tomo decides to. And when he passes the finish line, that is when everyone can overtake, remember? So he's gone now, but no one can overtake, no one can make any moves just yet. Otherwise it will be illegal, and now people can overtake. It is officially green flag conditions here in Abu Dhabi once more. It's a great restart from Josh Tomo. Jacobo's going around the outside of Ace, and he's been spun. Ace on the hard tyres, the only driver, has been spun. That's Aiden and Fishy. Oh, and Hendon has spun. Hendon has also spun into the barrier. It's a mad restart once more. JDM and Aiden are both going side by side into the hairpin. Bit of contact made there between the two drivers, but Aiden is through on JDM. So is FNCO Tom. He goes through, and he's using the slipstream of Aiden to stay ahead of JDM. Let's see if JDM might make a move back to the inside. No, he doesn't. But in the background there is Ryan. He's made a move to the inside of JDM a little bit there, but he's not got through on him. But he has got through on Arix. So that's up another position for Ryan, who hasn't had the best of races so far today. But Nova is closing in on Fraser Fishy to maybe get any kind of move done. But we will see, as the gaps are starting to spread out a bit more. FNCO Tom is on the soft tyres, remember, as you can see. So that's why he's gaining a lot more than the other drivers. Oh, but he has got a penalty though. Those soft tyres, they are very easy to get used to. And then once you lose that grip on them, that's it. You start going too wide because you're too used to the grip. But here goes Ryan on JDM into turn 1. Also on the soft tyres. Gets the move done. JDM goes for the switchback though. And that's a spin. That is for Nova. from P3, Nova has spun and gone down to P9. I don't know if he's got any damage because we're watching this battle, but oh, and JDM sent it down the inside quite late there, but he doesn't get any kind of move done. We'll see if Nova's got damage. Yes, he's got no front wing. That is a lot of damage for Nova. He'll have to pit. Here goes JDM on Ryan. Is he going to send it to the inside? Yes, he does. Of course he does. He's got to go for every move possible to be in this championship. Arix also looks for the move on JDM if he goes a bit wide and gets the penalty. But here we go then. No DRS available down this straight yet. That will be next lap. JDM doesn't send anything through the inside. Has to stay behind Ryan for the time being. Aiden is also trying to catch up to Jacobo for P3 to get on the podium for Mercedes. See if he can do any moves. Fraser Fishy. Oh, and Jacobo spun! And Jacobo's out because Aiden has hit into his front tyre. Nowhere for Aiden to go there. But Jacobo is out. DRS is enabled. But that is our first proper retirement from a crash between two drivers. Fraser Fishy, as I said, he's staying within that 1 second, and now that DRS is available to all of the drivers, that will be more useful for him, and he'll be able to do a lot more things with that. Arix has retired in the pit lane, so that's another retirement. Meanwhile, Nova and Aiden are both in the pits. JDM and Ryan has spun. JDM has no front wing, so a bit more contact between a couple of drivers. I'm surprised it's not been a safety car just yet. Well, it is looking close to it. Fraser Fishy, meanwhile, gaining a lot on Josh Tomo due to that DRS being enabled. So this is the only real battle that I can see on track that's very close. Even though it's about 6/10 or 5.5. But Fraser Fishy just running out of straight by the time he gets close to Josh Tomo. Let's see if he can gain through all of the corners. So then he can be a bit closer by the start of that straight, and we can maybe see an overtake for the lead. But Fraser Fishy, all he's got to do actually is stay within 3 seconds of Josh Tomo and not get a penalty himself. And then Fraser Fishy will get the win. And he's got 5 laps to stay within that 3 seconds, or maybe even go for the move on Josh Tomo. And there's a yellow flag, that is for Ryan. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's for Ryan. JDM's back in the pits for that front wing. But here goes Fishy. Fraser is a lot closer to Josh Tomo now. He's opened the DRS, so here he goes down the straight using that No, not using ERS. Using the DRS and the slipstream. But it's not gained him enough by the end of this straight. Let's see if it can gain him by the end of the second straight. It's all down to this exit, really. He doesn't get a great one compared to Josh Tomo, but it might just be enough. I don't think it will be, actually. No, it's not enough again. But Fraser is saving that ERS a lot more than what Josh Tomo is. He's got basically triple of what Josh Tomo's got. So maybe that's tactical. To save it for the final lap and maybe go for the move. Or maybe Fraser knows that he can stay within that 3 seconds of Josh Tomo. And he's just saving all of the tyres. Saving the ERS that he can. And saving his race. But Aiden, move on Nova. What a move. I've only saw the back end of that move. But he seemed to have great traction out of that corner, so yeah, lovely move from Aiden there to get up into P5. Ace's race has came back to them, back up into P4 like they were at the safety car. On the hard tyres, bit of a lonely race. He's got a 21-second gap behind and a 13-second gap ahead. And here goes Fraser, maybe. Down the inside of Josh Tomo. Oh, he sticks his nose in a little bit there. Causes Josh Tomo to go a bit wide, and Ryan's out. He's got a penalty in the process as well. But Fraser Fishy not getting any move done yet. But here he goes to the outside now for the next corner. He's round the outside. He's already ahead of Josh Tomo before the braking zone. And up into P1 goes Fraser Fishy. For the first time in this race, we have a new leader. And what a move that was from Fraser to go round the outside. But we might have another move here. Nova got the DRS on Aiden. They've both got similar ERS levels. So it's just down to the DRS from Nova. And whether Aiden can fight this one back. And what a send from Aiden. He's gone back down the inside. What a send. But he hasn't kept it. He hasn't kept it. Nova's got the better exit and stays ahead. But Aiden's got the DRS once more now. He's going to go to the outside of this hairpin. They've got 0 ERS between the two of them. Round the outside of the hairpin goes Aiden. Nova's going to stick his nose in still and stay there. But JDM's in the background, maybe looking for this fight as well. Side by side through the double right-hander, and Aiden spun, and he's took Nova off with him. They've both gone. Nova's off, Aiden's off, and JDM is looking to go through on Nova, and he does. There's a bit of contact and Nova spins. Nova's round as well. And it's absolute chaos at the back there. But what a battle that was! Oh no! Fraser Fishy spun. Fraser Fishy has spun from the lead. And now he's way more than 3 seconds behind Josh Tomo. He's got... Oh no, it's gone to an absolute nightmare. But JDM's had a spin as well at turn 3. What is this? Aiden comes into the pits once more. He's going for probably for the fastest lap. But Josh Tomo is looking to win this race. He's got 2 laps to go to keep it clean and not get any more penalties. He's quieting down a little bit now. The only battle I can see probably starting to happen is between Nova and JDM. Josh goes... Oh no, that's Nova. Forgot who was spectating then. Nova goes a bit wide on that exit. Let's have a look at the penalties while we can. We've got 3 seconds for Josh, none for Fishy, 9 for FNCO Tom, none for Ace, 6 for Nova, and 3 for JDM, and none for Aiden. JDM is within that DRS range of Nova now. So we could see a move or a battle potentially brewing here. And Josh goes on to the final lap. Josh Tomo, it is looking set in stone. But he's got this 1 lap to complete. This 1 lap for it all to be real. Here goes JDM. Goes to the outside of the hairpin of Nova. Doesn't get any move done as that is quite a wide line. Cuts back in though. Could maybe get a better exit, which he does do. But he's going to have to wait until a better opportunity to send it. FNCO Tom has caught up right up to Fishy. But FNCO Tom has got those penalties, remember. Nova gets another penalty. But FNCO Tom gaining a lot down that straight. The setup on FNCO Tom's car is very strong down the straights. You can just tell from that speed. But here goes FNCO Tom now on Fraser Fishy. He's going to get the move on track, but if he does get the move on track, then he won't get the move done on, like, in the results really, because of his penalties, unless Fraser Fishy spins once more. They're having a little battle on this last lap. Aiden sets the fastest lap. He steals that away from this man, Josh Tomaru, comes around the final corner to win in ERL in Abu Dhabi, does a burnout, and he wins once more in ERL. I'm pretty sure that he's got wins before here in this league. Then it's going to be Fraser Fishy in P2. Put up a great fight, but it's just not going to be today. P2, it's still a podium. What an amazing result. FNCO Tom comes home for P3. Then it's going to be Ace, just missing out on the podium for P4 by 1.6 seconds. Then it's going to be JDM because Nova has spun once more. But they're quite a while back, so yeah, what a mad day of ERL racing. JDM goes across the line to finish in P5. Nova across the line to finish P6. And then it's Aiden who we're waiting for. I don't think that we're going to be doing interviews since this race has already dragged on quite a lot. So I'm sure that people just want to get it done. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me throughout nearly 2 hours of ERL. There you go, driver of the day is Aiden apparently. But yeah. I'm glad that you've stuck with me, whoever has. I don't know if you'll join me next week, whether I can or not. But there is your results for today's race. Just get a screenshot of those. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me. And yeah, for putting up with this race. 2 restarts. You know, it's never easy, but yeah. That's what makes ERL unique. So, I'll see you guys next time, whenever that might be. Thanks again for